Hey, Ryan Michael Galloway here with We Don't Need No Stinking Record Company.com, and we've been talking vocals, um, how to warm up your voice, maybe not push it too hard and that kind of thing. So there's some kind of general advice to people who sing out there. Um, you know, I'm not sure I'm all that excited about you drinking hot tea before you sing. I'm not sure I'm excited about you drinking anything particularly cold before you sing. Um, I think that room temperature water is a pretty good thing. If you're going to use iced water, you might want to let it warm up in your mouth before you let it come across your vocal cords. And be very careful about, say, taking a slug of ice water and immediately singing. I have recognized, and this is so personal, and I could easily be telling you something so wrong, but when you have a sports injury, the first thing you want to do is ice it. And then 24 hours later, you can start putting warm stuff on it, right? Well, your vocal cords are a muscle. And the conventional wisdom is that you don't want to chill the vocal cords right before they sing. Again, room temperature water, stuff that makes it a little easier. Now, there's some other things in there that might mess you up. For me, I sing 2 or 3 songs, and all of a sudden, I get that tickle in my throat. And it happens a lot, particularly at certain times of the year, like in the springtime, there's a lot of allergens around and stuff like that. I've got some kind of postnasal thing going on. Well, one of the things that might be good to do is to try to team up with a good ear, nose, and throat doctor and learn a little bit more of the mechanics that are happening to you. I had one doctor tell me to try Mucinex D, and this is not an endorsement. And another doctor told me, well, that actually makes you have sometimes a little more drainage, but the drainage is thinner. And that drainage in general can be an irritant to the vocal cords. So what's the deal? My regimen is I'll take, like around 11 o'clock of the morning of a performance, I'll take the 12-hour Mucinex D. And I also will take, right after that lunch that I take right afterwards, I'll take a couple 200 milligram tabs of ibuprofen with the intention of keeping inflammation down. And when I do those two things, I tend to have a lot less problems on the gig. The other thing that I will do, because I've got this gunk on the back of my throat that I'm trying to clear off and keep clear, is I will sometimes have a soda water or something with a little bubble in it. It's not necessarily the right thing to do. It's working for me. Sometimes just regular water will work. If I'm singing particularly hard, and this is really probably dangerous, after I've sung a few songs, I might hit it with a little ice water that ices down and makes that constrict. But I don't immediately sing, because if you immediately sing after that, it's like having a very stiff muscle, and you're asking that stiff muscle to work. And so I need to give it a little time to warm up. But then I'm usually good for the rest of the night. Sometimes that's 2 or 3 shows. Those are my own little anomalies, though. And so what I'd say is I don't know if having something hot on your voice right after you started singing for the night is a good thing, because that swells them up a lot and that brings a lot of blood into your vocal cords. If there is an ENT out there that's watching this, or somebody's got some technical background in this, I think it would be really cool to have a discussion out here about it. And I'd love to get your input, and we can go back and forth a little bit on the comments. What's working for you? What have you found works for you? And what conditions are you trying to work with? Like I just explained what I'm working with and the difficulties I'm having. I'd kind of like to, if you've found something that works for you, don't just tell us what works for you. Tell us what you're trying to fight, what kind of problems you've been having. But going back to the warm-ups we just talked about, certainly not having a lot of air push through, but more tone push through allows you to not push so hard, and therefore your not overmodulating. You're not pushing so much air through that it's making your vocal cords kind of flap around and get worn out. And also, keep in mind the very best thing that you can do to help your voice repair or be prepared for a gig is not talk. And not talk very much. And don't whisper. It's just as bad. Talk lightly, talk in maybe a fairly high register, but don't whisper. Don't talk if you can't help it. And have a good full 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Got kids like I've got, good luck with that. But those are the good things to do. And will your voice repair overnight? No, almost never will it repair overnight. If you sung the night before, you better develop some techniques for recovering your voice. And particularly my regimen is something that I do the second day that I've been singing, as much as more than I do the first night, because the second day I'm really trying to keep from being worn out. And the third day, and I've actually gone 4 nights in a row as a soloist, doing 3 and 4 shows. It's not the best thing for you, but I've done it. Boy, you just got to really make sure you're getting your rest and staying on top of whatever regimen you develop for yourself. So there's a couple things for you on protecting and taking care of your voice, and maybe some at least questionable advice. So keep that in mind when I tell you my regimen. Everybody is so personal that what works for you works for you. I'm sharing mine with you to tell you got to develop your own that fits you, okay? Whatever that is, and certainly throwing ice water or an iced drink on your vocal cords right before you're about to hit a note is the wrong thing to do. And anyway, that's what I'm noticing. Also, caffeinated drinks in general are going to dry you out and dry out their vocal cords, and it's not a great thing either. Tell me your tricks and tips. You singers are out there, you're doing stuff. Particularly the older singers I'd like to hear from who really have to work at it. Younger guys and gals probably are bulletproof, but I'm Ryan Michael Galloway, and we don't need no stinkingrecordcompany.com.